Ho, ho, ho. Oh, wait. Ho, ho, ho. That didn't mess that up at all. I'm
No,
Omar.
I'm Trevor.
And this is a special holiday edition of O
T. Graps.
Graps. However you do the G. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrated earlier. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Happy, what is it? Tuesday night to
Happy
people.
things that
Happy
happen.
things. Merry always. Welcome to OT Graps, a monumental blockbuster edition of OT Graps. For two reasons. One, we will reveal our major announcement. And number two, we got the best of awards, the OT Grappies. The Grappies.
The Grappy. The first year
Grappies.
of the Grappy.
That's like this is like the second year, at least, of the Grappies.
Did we do the Grappy last year?
We did a best of last year.
I don't think we called it the Grappy.
We didn't, but like I'm retroactively calling it the Grappies. Like, you know how like they retroactively took away Antonio Inoki's WWE title win?
Oh yeah,
I'm I'm,
and
I'm re-
yeah,
and how like they retroactively made Fabulous Moolah the women's champion for like 50 years.
yes. Unfortunately,
Yeah, so I'm doing that, except with the Grappies.
there
So
you go. The
look,
Grappy.
we already have a better track record with this than WWE. Um, welcome
True.
everyone. Trevor, first, let's start with this. How are you?
I'm here. I'm actually surprised you guys can't see some of the boxes in the background.
Oh, sir, that is deliberate design by yours truly. Um,
Yeah, because I think I've told you guys I'm relocating, and in a week actually now, and yeah, it's I've been pack. Packing is not fun, and I realize why a lot of people when they move into places they have like one pot, like two pairs of pants, and like two shirts because they throw all that crap away. It's much easier to like start over than to like take all the crap with you.
yeah, for sure. I think like one of the biggest things is like making sure that you're as organized as possible. Like that's one thing I wish I was like as far as like labeling stuff, which like I thought
Right.
about afterwards. Because like if you do that, it's harder to lose stuff. But I mean, whenever you're moving, you're gonna end up losing stuff. It's just like
Oh,
part of the
of
deal.
course. I remember last time I moved, and this is when expert packer, my mother helped me. And when I say expert packer, I'm really exaggerating. She's not. She helped me pack stuff, and like I'm looking around this apartment for these boxes, and I'm like, Ma, like, where did you put them? And she goes, put them in the big box. I got like three big boxes. She's like, the biggest one. I'm looking in this box, Omar, and I look in this box six different times. I don't see anything I'm looking
Bro,
for.
like that's the thing. Like my mom is the same way. Only your mother could have found that.
Dude, she came over and found it.
I bet she found it. Like, what do you mean? It's right here.
Exactly.
My
I'm like,
mom does the same thing. Like my mom,
uh,
I like whenever my mom says like, oh, she put something away for safekeeping. I'm like, oh, hidden. Okay.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Like
because
like
the only
like.
person that can find it is her, and it takes her like 6 years to find it too.
Well, if your mother is also a an expert hider slash squirrel, like storing nuts for winter, um, be sure to hit that like button, everyone. As I'm gonna, I'm just gonna go right into it. Look, I've been teasing this for a bit here. I'm gonna finally reveal it. We have a major announcement. I am not Tony Khan. He is not Tony Khan. We are not going to say that this is like a little thing. This is a pretty big thing that I'm very excited for, Trevor. I know you're
Yeah,
very excited.
I'm very excited for it. Mhm. What? You still there?
Here, it literally said mic failure on my screen.
Oh,
That was great. Anyway, go subscribe, everyone. That channel is up and running. There's already content scheduled out, so
yep.
let's go.
New content, um, daily, well, daily podcasts, new shows, new segments, good stuff.
One could say a whole new world. Oh, new. No, but seriously, guys, go subscribe over there. We've had. I'm excited for all that stuff.
Yes,
And also the branding looks really cool, if I may say so myself. Like,
and of course you do. You
look,
do.
look, look. I also like it's because like when we did this recent rebrand, it was like to SmackDown 2000 colors, and I was like, I really like
Oh yeah.
that. I really like that. I was like, I just like the blue. Like that shade of blue is just really dope.
And you know,
My
is
mic was off for a little bit. I don't know what happened. I literally did not touch it. It just says mic failure on my screen. And I was like, oh, that's not
it
good.
is the year progresses. We have more new announcements. Probably have another announcement by February. So be ready for that too.
Feb Lou Airy. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? But yeah, guys, that link is pinned in the top of the chat. So be sure to go subscribe at OT Graps on YouTube. If you search at OT Graps in the little YouTube search bar too, it'll come up. So yeah, I am hyped, and I see all y'all in the chat are already hyped. Merry Christmas from Chase.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
We got Eric saying, I swear if we get Saturday and Jack Perry is the devil, Tony Khan is gonna have a special present under his tree for me. Oh dear.
Oh dear. I think it might be Jack Perry.
We got Chase saying it would be awesome to see who's behind the devil mask on Saturday. Chase says his pick is MJF. Eric says his pick. Chase, the issue is we saw MJF in the ring when the devil was there. And the puppets beating up the Acclaim backstage. Did we know? Those were the goon. Look, we never know.
No
Job thinks it's Roderick Strong. Job trying to be a troll. Say, what if it's Vince McMahon? It was me. It was me, Maxwell.
It was me.
Where's the most prompt man on YouTube? Prompt is a funny way of saying I'm a shill. I wonder who's gonna win the a-hole of the year award. I mean, we can. Now they bring that up, I might have. I might have a few ideas on who that could be. But we'll get to our awards in just a second, though. But yeah. Anyway, and we'll also talk about the MJF Devil thing and World's End later on in the show. Before we do, though, as always, be sure to hit that like button, y'all. Go subscribe to OT Graps on YouTube. Trevor.
Yes, sir.
It's the holiday season.
Yes, it is.
Dickory Duck. We've done this tradition talking about the holidays, talking about some holiday cheer. You and I are both a bit of a holiday cheermeister if we do fancy ourselves that. Question
like the
for
Grinch.
You. Sorry?
Like the Grinch.
The insolence, the audacity, the unmitigated gall.
Because I'm green, isn't it? Anyway,
bro. Only Jim Carrey could ad-lib like half that movie and make it solid.
That is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
In my opinion, it's the best. And like There's like there's like a one with like all the deleted scenes intact. Like that version is just
Oh
so
yeah,
great
that version is amazing.
because they just let Jim Carrey like do his thing. And people forget Jim Carrey. Like Jim Carrey got his start in in like that whole sphere, like on Living Color, because he wasn't like a Saturday Night Live guy. He wasn't
No, he was a living color guy. Like
yeah, he wasn't a
one
Mad
of his
TV
first
guy.
movies wasn't even a comedy. It was a drama. It was a drama movie, and he actually died in it.
Yeah, man. Like Jim Carrey is a wide ranging actor. All right,
Definitely is actor.
actor. Um. Anyway. Anyway. But Trevor, what's one of your favorite memories of the holidays, Christmas, whatever you want to call it? Um
Wrestling involved or just overall?
I mean, we can do both. We can do both. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It's our show.
Actually, I think one of my favorite memories wrestling wise was because it was just so ridiculous. It was I think it was like the wrestling Monday Night Raw right before Christmas. DX was about, and this was the original DX with Triple H and Shawn Michaels in China. And Shawn had both belts. He had the world belt and the European belt. And Sergeant Slaughter was out there bothering him, and they had the windshield wiper masks because every time he talked, he spit. And so, and then they asked they had to fight each other for the European belt, and of course they faked it. Shawn lays down in the ring, and Triple H runs back and forth and throws the slowest elbow drop I've ever seen in my life, right on top of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. For me, it's definitely like the '97 Nitro. So it's like December like 24th or whatever, Monday Nitro, right before Starrcade. It was that
Oh,
Starrcade. It was the Starrcade where Hulk Hogan faced Sting for the WCW Championship.
I remember that. I was there for that one.
The memory of Hogan opening his Christmas gift and it being his own head and go like he's Kevin from Home Alone.
He
One
was the
of
worst
the
actor.
funniest things ever. Like
No,
he's
he was one of the worst actors, wrestling actors possible.
bro.
Like
Remember when
he
he
was
what?
always either over dramatic or under dramatic. It was never like in between.
Remember when he remember when Ultimate Warrior came back in WCW and my man was doing the lip quiver, the
I was actually watching one of those episodes the other night. It was hilarious.
I thought you were dead, brother.
As soon as he said that, I broke out in tears. I was like, "What?"
Hulk Hogan, horrendous human being, but my God, he like just so funny, so unironically funny.
He wasn't like well, he wasn't great, like a great wrestler, but like you said, he had some great funny moments.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so you said both. What was your favorite Christmas moment without wrestling?
So I mean, it's weird. Like I wouldn't really say this is a Christmas like. So I didn't. My family didn't like celebrate Christmas because we're not Christian or
Well, of course,
Catholic or
yeah,
anything like that.
yeah.
But like we celebrate, I guess, like cultural Christmas sometimes. Just like like presents and like going over like here's the real thing. Like I would go over to like my white friends' houses and get presents from them. Or not white, but like like then
Racist?
no, like that's the or like my like I would go over like my Christian friends' houses and like get presents from them.
No.
I would go like eat their food, which like usually I could eat unless they're eating ham, in which case I don't eat.
Right.
So like those are some good memories. Some really good memories are like my parents used to have a business in a mall. So like
Okay.
growing up, like every Christmas Eve, like I would be like kind of like helping them at the store. And like, it would be like a whole family thing. Like we'd always be there like every year, and
Oh, that's cool.
we did that for like
That's
basically my
actually
entire
really
life,
cool.
like until I was like 21, 22. So
It's actually really cool.
yeah. What about you?
What mall was it, if you don't mind me asking?
It was one over here in Maryland. I am not
Oh,
going
okay.
to. I
I,
love the people, but I am
no,
not.
no,
I'm not trying
I
to
know.
divulge too much information about my life on here.
The only reason I say that is because it's not there anymore, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
out here in Maryland towards Baltimore.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, my favorite memory probably was. There's a couple of them. One I can really remember. So my family loved Christmas, right? My family's huge, huge Christmas family. Like that movie, A Christmas Story, was my family. Like they got the biggest tree. But see, my mom's allergic to like real trees, so we always had a fake one. But it was the biggest one. Like that thing reached the ceiling, and my grandfather took like all day to put it together, and so we had that. We had the eggnog and the cookies, and then we had the lights. If we're lucky, we only get electrocuted once that year. Like it was one of those type things. And so like I think one of my favorite moments was Christmas Eve. We were I had to be like about what 6 or 7, and my grandmother was sitting there, and it was getting late, and like I guess, and they were still trying to convince me that there wasn't a Santa Claus, and
Damn, that's
and I'm
crazy. They were
sitting.
trying to tell you there wasn't a Santa Claus, and
There was a Santa Claus.
oh, I was gonna say damn, and you were like,
My
no,
brother was
he's
the one that
not
was trying to
real,
convince me that it wasn't one. But so every year, me and my brother did this thing where you try to eat as many Christmas cookies and I fit them in our mouth. And so it's
dude.
about like 9:30, 10 o'clock, getting around that time because it's getting
Mhm.
late. And I'm sitting there and I'm stuffing one in my mouth. And at this point, I have four. And drinking eggnog. And then my grandmother said, did you hear? Did you hear I said, upstairs? Blah, blah. So, and we're not listening. We're still. So my grandmother, the nicest person in the world, but cussed like a sailor. And so that third time, she looks at us. Did I tell y'all get your black asses upstairs? And I laughed so hard, I spit cookie at my brother.
That's crazy, bro.
So it was cookie and stuff,
If I
and
was your
like.
brother, it's on site. We're having it out. Nah,
So my
like,
brother was 16 at the time, and oh man, it was hilarious. I think that's one of my favorites, just in general, because it was just innocent fun.
bro, that doesn't sound. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but that doesn't sound so innocent. Like, I get it's an
I didn't
accident.
do it on purpose this time.
So, look. If someone, if fluids get on me, I'm just saying.
I mean, it got on his shirt, so if it got on his face, I would have been super upset. But it got on his shirt. He laughed. We laughed. He hit me. We went to bed.
That that's the brotherly way. I know that feeling. Uh, oh, that was nice. That was nice. Look at that, guys. Drop your favorite Xmas, holiday, Christmas, whatever story or moment in the chat, whether it's wrestling or yourselves. Um, we'll get through those, but first we got some quick news updates. I want to just get talking about. First, Trevor, Shibata officially all elite. Katsuyori Shibata has officially signed with AEW. Tony Khan announced prior to AEW Collision on Saturday. Big news: Shibata recently lost his AEW the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, but it looks like he's moving up to the big leagues. Officially all elite. You know I'm
Interesting.
excited. You
Of
already know that,
course.
but I want to hear about you. What do you think about this news?
I mean, people are trying to pretty much dig AEW's like grave right now, but yeah, this is great news. I love Shibata. I love it, and I love to get this chance to see him like weekly. Like, oh, This is gonna be fun. All the dream matches. All the dream matches. Ah, I can't wait.
Dude, just give me. I don't care what you have to do to get to it. Give me Shibata versus Bryan Danielson, and all will be right with the world.
Give me Shibata versus Will Ospreay. I'll be happy.
Nobody trying to see that, bro. You were gone for like 4 years, bro. And what was I doing? I was holding down the fort in New Japan, bro.
Everybody's trying to see that.
Ain't nobody trying to see that. Give me Shibata versus Omega. Give me Shibata versus
I would
Hangman
like
Page.
Omega and
Let's
Shibata.
go.
I like Orange Cassidy and Shibata. But
we've seen that already like 4 times.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that has happened a lot. Yeah.
But let's go one more time.
I forgot that's happened a lot.
Job says Jay White versus Shibata too. That would be good.
That'd be a good one. That'd definitely be a good one.
Yeah.
Mox has fought him before, hasn't he?
I don't think so, no. Because remember, Shibata was out of wrestling for a few years up until like he recently returned.
That's right. It was at least 3 years, right?
He was like 4 years, like 2017, and I think he really like made his comeback late 2021, early 2022.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was like 4, almost 5 years.
It's true. Forgot about that.
It's like Ciabatta. Ciabatta. He's like he's bread. Him and Brady Kingston over there.
God. Eddie Kingston versus everybody.
No, Brady Kingston versus Ciabatta bread.
I heard you, dummy.
look, I gotta make sure that you hear the jokes. Big shout
I heard your joke, sir.
Big shout out to Ciabatta.
Oh God.
Yeah, interesting here. The other news that Chase that just reminded me of here is All Japan Pro Wrestling looks like they have a bit of a working agreement, at least to start, with WWE.
Interesting.
Which is very interesting because you have like New Japan working with AEW, and now you have All Japan working with WWE. What do you think about this partnership and how far it could go and how like it might play in this weird war between these 4 companies now?
It could. Oh man, that could be good. I mean, especially being the way WWE is run now, like that could be great, actually. Oh man, that could be amazing. Oh, before I continue, I'm getting over a cold. That's why it sounds like I'm hoarse. So,
yeah. So like, here the interesting thing, like for me, and let me know what you think about this is. Like the state of affairs in Japan is like I think New Japan and All Japan kind of know that like eventually like one of these 2 companies, more likely WWE at this point, are gonna come into Japan and like they are going to have a presence there, and it's more likely to be WWE because WWE had started to lay the foundation of NXT Japan a while ago, pre-pandemic, and then it was put on ice for a bit, and now it's kind of coming back. There's talk of Kazuchika Okada potentially going to WWE and WWE at least making a big time offer and trying to grab some of the best talents in Japan to help prop up NXT Japan so that WWE can have a presence there. Because remember, the WWE's goal is not just to be the biggest company in America, it's to be the biggest company in the world and dominate these global markets. And they have yet to really break into Japan in what can be described as a serious way. They've had shows, they've had tours and all that, but they don't have a stable presence there. And I mean,
they've even had talent that's done tours there, like you said.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things with this partnership with All Japan that's a good thing is hopefully it'll prevent WWE from just having like a monopoly over Japanese wrestling, and it'll be more of a partnership and an integration between established brands that are already there and have a presence. But it's gonna be interesting. And then like, I mean, the Tanahashi thing is gonna be a whole separate like topic, but I don't know, like and then you have like obviously AEW, New Japan, which is the biggest company in Japan, working together. There's there's a lot going on in Japan right now.
It is. It definitely is. But you know what? Stuff like that is definitely good for wrestling. Like, I mean, when I was coming up in wrestling, it wasn't really talked about it, but you had so many wrestlers that went over and and performed in New Japan and Pro
Hulk Hogan,
Japan Pro
baby.
Wrestling. Yeah, and Andre the Giant was a prominent one. He did it. So did Vader as well. I think I know CM Punk. I think Sid too, right? I want to say Sid was one of them.
Sid was there. The like Legion of Doom were there. Like yeah,
Yeah, I know. Legion of Doom was there like quite often. They did a bunch of tours there. But yeah, there was a lot of wrestlers. Oh, Scott Norton. Scott Norton was over there a lot too.
Scott Norton. That's where man should have stayed there.
Yeah, he had a good career over in New
A
Japan,
great
man.
career, and then he came over here with his roid belly, joined the NWO. I don't know, the NWO B team. Walla Bing Bang.
One big man.
You remember the Walla Bing Bang theme?
I know what you're talking
Because
about.
it was like the NWO had their main theme, was like NWO, and then it was the Virgil, Pudski, and Scott Norton, and they came out to.
Oh Lord.
I was just like, yo, that is wild. That's the Walla Walla Bing Bang.
The Walla Walla Bing Bang. Lord have mercy.
Alvin and the Chipmunks singing it.
Ooh,
um anyway, interesting state of affairs in Japan, like you said, though. I think that the other thing, obviously, is it was announced that Tanahashi is the new president of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I did hear that.
A lot of people are excited because there's been this thought over the past few years that New Japan has gone in a direction that's made it less popular, that, like has kind of like gotten away from the spirit of what New Japan was. And I think part of it is obviously like they haven't built up stars like they used to, because ever since they lost the Elite, it just seems like they've struggled outside of like Okada to really have like a big star. Will
Right.
Ospreay also, I think, was kind of built up in that time. They're starting to build up Zack Sabre Jr., but like
Yep.
they've
Yep.
really relied on like people like Tanahashi, people like Tagaki, like older wrestlers, like from the previous generation, from like you could argue is like the new golden era of New Japan back in like the early 2000s
Right.
to help steady the ship. And they've let's be honest, they ain't building up Dave Finlay to be like the next big thing, or Bang Bang Boy Clark Connors,
Right.
I don't know. I think this is an interesting direction to go in. If there's someone who knows Japanese wrestling, it's Tanahashi. Like
Oh, definitely.
he's one of the biggest stars they've ever had, and
This could be like one of the best things they've done management wise in a long time.
for sure, yeah. And I think like he said like earlier this week, or he said in his introductory press conference, that one of his goals is to sell out the Tokyo Dome, which they haven't done in a
Right.
while. Like really sell at the Tokyo Dome, because it's like
Oh,
a
it's possible. It's
it's
definitely
like a
possible.
50,000 seat arena, and I think like usually like they do 25, 30,000
Mm.
for the Wrestle Kingdom shows. And I think like if there's anyone who can help draw that crowd there, it is Tanahashi.
It's Tanahashi, definitely. He knows the market definitely very well. I mean, honestly, I don't know if he wants to go that route, but if he wanted to, he could probably, use the relationship they have with AEW to make it bigger. Like, uh, what was the show that Kenny Omega and Jericho wrestled? Was that Wrestle Kingdom?
Yep, that was Wrestle Kingdom, and that was like one
Yeah,
of the most successful Wrestle Kingdoms
and
ever.
they sold. I don't know if they sold out, but I know they sold it well.
Yeah, that was Wrestle Kingdom,
Was
I
it?
think 2018.
Yeah,
let's see. That was Wrestle Kingdom 12. Yeah, that was a really big show. 43,000 in
Yep,
attendance.
yep. I remember hearing the attendance for that one.
Yeah, and again, like Tokyo Dome is an arena that like holds like 50,000 or like that's their max. So like that's a pretty much a sellout.
Oh, absolutely. And it was a hell of a
Um,
match too. I mean, that whole show was good though.
yeah, and like comparatively, like Wrestle Kingdom. Oh man, Wrestle Kingdom oh my god. I'm looking at these numbers, Trevor. They're not good.
What for this year's?
Yeah, well, no, for like 2022. Oh, okay, I realized why they're bad. Never mind. Pandemic. I was like, damn, 6,000. Jesus. And I was like, oh, pandemic. Okay, so I mean, last year, like I said, like yeah, it was like 26,000 for an arena.
Right.
Like a few years ago, they had 43 in. So, um, you know, hopefully there will be a bit of a bolstering of that roster. I think Tanahashi will get them there though.
Yeah, he'll get him on the right track, definitely.
Cool. Let's get y'all on the right track and hit that like button. Also,
Wow.
be sure to hit that. Be sure to go over to the link that is pinned in the chat. Subscribe to youtube.com/ at OT Graps. You have to put that at in there, that at symbol, or just go to YouTube and search at OT Graps. Subscribe to that channel. A lot of fun stuff coming in over there. Trevor saying good evening from
Yeah.
Humble 85. Good evening. So it would be cool to see new characters being built like Sonata to replace all stars like Osprey, Omega were gone. Yep, I agree.
I totally agree. Yeah.
And I've been very critical of this. Like their booking of Sonata, like Sonata is a really good wrestler. They've just not booked him to be a star. Like he has had a very weak title reign.
Yeah. His booking has been eh. Like I mean, the title reign is what it is, but like you said, it's very, very, very,
Yeah,
very weak.
we'll see. Trevor,
Yes, sir.
you ready to talk about CM Punk again?
If we have to.
You know we have to. This thing cannot go. This thing won't go away.
I
So
feel like his show is like his name has helped keeping the show afloat.
I don't. Not even. I think. Like if anything, it's just giving us shit to talk about because there's always
True.
something. So, Trevor, when you okay, let me start with this question, Trevor. When you're kind of embroiled in a bit of a legal standoff or a legal situation with someone, I'm gonna give you a multiple choice option here.
Absolutely.
When you're faced with that, do you A, say nothing, B, tweet ambiguously and vaguely into the ether, or C, tweet directly at the lawyer of someone who's representing one of the parties
This is the
involved?
easy one. This is definitely an easy one. D.
I said D. He said none of the above.
Dude, what?
Here's the deal, Jack. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk about non-disclosure agreements with this CM Punk thing. This is all stemming from the Fight and Brawl Out. Who can talk about it? Who can't? It was reported or stated by CM Punk and Ace Steel's lawyer, Stephen New, who said that the only person who has not signed an NDA and who can't talk about or who is allowed to talk about this if they want to, basically, is I believe her name is Lucy, who is Ace Steel's wife, who was there in the room when all of this happened. And Chris Jericho could not help himself at all.
Nope, you could not.
And Chris Jericho just said on Twitter, started it off by saying, I didn't sign one. That's all he said. And had he left it at that, it probably wouldn't have been that big a deal. But then Stephen New had to kind of, you know, had to kind of like poke his finger in there, CM Punk and Ace Steel's lawyer replied to him on Twitter, of all places. It's in your employee handbook unless you have a special one. We can figure it out.
Wow.
And Chris Jericho.
Yes.
By the way, this next tweet that I'm about to read, Trevor, mind you, was sent out on the night / morning of Christmas Eve. I guess like morning of Christmas, 4:30 in the morning. Just saying. Jericho tweeted this like 4:30 in the morning on the morning of Christmas, saying the following in response to CM Punk's lawyer on Twitter. Hey, Steve, I don't adhere to an employee handbook and have never had one in 4 years of working for AEW. I've also never signed an NDA in my life, ever. So stop.
Ever.
So stop trying to be a bully and making egotistical fantasy brags for your clients and start doing some research before you make blanket statements about your buddies. Because I saw everything that night, including how Lucy, her husband and best buddy, acted and what really went down. And since I was in the room and watching her and everybody else this whole time, I know what really happened. And considering you weren't there and I was, maybe you should shut your mark ass up, because what really went down was disgusting. To which, this is the last part, and then I'll get you want to get your full response. To which CM Punk's lawyer just said, "Thank you, Chris. We will attach this tweet as Exhibit A. Merry Christmas." Chris Jericho. An epic promo wherever it is, whether it's on TV or on Twitter. But my God, I look, I'm not a lawyer. That should not have went out. He should not have said that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Should have at all.
Shut your mark ass up.
Shut your mark ass up. Wow.
What did you what's your instant reaction to that?
So first and foremost, like, I think, let's say, Shitties in the chat said it best. Tried to come at the creator of the gimmick. Like, you expected Jericho not to respond that way? Like, come on, dude. Like, first off, I think both parties might be a little, but Jericho has never not been controversial. You know what I mean? Never not been controversial. But to come as a lawyer, to come at, first off, publicly do that. First off, to publicly do that, that's, to me, that takes your credibility as a lawyer and it throws it out the window.
What about Jericho? You don't think that kind of hurts his credibility a little bit?
Oh, I mean, Jericho,
or his legal standing at least a little bit. Like, I don't know.
We're not gonna get into it because Jericho's hurt his credibility in a lot of different ways.
You ain't wrong.
And people around him, if you know what I'm talking about. What are you doing January 6th?
Wonderful January.
What are you doing January 6th? But yeah, like, no, Jericho is not out of the woods in this either. Like, but I think both parties hurt their credibility. Like, it just wasn't professional. Like, you don't air your dirty laundry, especially as a professional lawyer, in public like that.
See, I think part of it was like he was trying to bait Jericho because he knew. He was like,
I think he was too.
I think he knew. He was like, he can't not say anything. Like,
he's Jericho. Of course, he's gonna say something.
And you was right. Like, Jericho
not disappoint.
Jericho did not disappoint. I will say this: if we're talking about, like, who's in the wrong here, Jericho should not have sent out that tweet.
Oh no!
I don't care what the excuse was. I don't care whether he had It's 4:30 in the morning. You know, I'm not gonna say what Jericho may or may not have been doing, but you know, may have been tired, may have been other things, and he's just like, you little mark, like he's going after him. But I'm just like, man, legally speaking, I ain't doing that. This is why I barely like tweet anymore. I just like retweet stuff now. I'm just like, I ain't doing all that. Or I respond to like friends. Like social media has turned people into animals. And I think people need to get away from it and
Yeah,
focus on more
yeah, you're
positive
absolutely right.
things. I will say this in CM Punk's defense, he didn't say nothing. This is one time he didn't say nothing.
One time in his life, he was actually quiet.
I think, I know damn well CM Punk woke up in the morning, saw that, and was like, ah, like he got a good chuckle out of that. I bet.
CM Punk, Lord have mercy.
Meanwhile, Ace Steel is somewhere going, oh,
Arr, arr. I'm biting everybody,
including myself. Got Job in the chat saying, but Jericho has not done anything about it has not said anything about it except that it was ugly. Didn't mention names though. He did mention names. He mentioned Lucy, who is Ace Steel's wife. He mentioned her husband. He mentioned the best buddy and implied it was CM. And like he's basically said CM Punk. Yeah, he mentioned names. I think it's safe to say he mentioned names in that. But we'll see where this goes. Chris Jericho maybe going to a courtroom near you. Hopefully not. But man, this Brawl Out saga. CM Punk is in WWE, and we're still talking about Brawl Out.
Dude, the only man I know that you can go to another federation and you're still talking about him.
Most relevant man in wrestling.
Did you hear the interview that what's his name, Michael Pope, I think, the guy that does YouTube interviews. I forget his name. Anyway, he did an interview with Seth Rollins, and it was like when CM Punk came back. What were you feeling in that moment? He goes a whole range of emotions, rage, like, why is this guy here? I hate this guy. Like shocked that he's even here, and just a bunch of different things. I just don't like him.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite hilarious.
I think it's true. Like, it's no secret that Rollins doesn't like Punk, and I think like he still doesn't like Punk.
I mean, Roman Reigns came out and said he didn't like him. He didn't really think
Roman, because he buried Roman.
He did
multiple times. He's belittled him like for a while now.
He pretty much said like, I don't think is great for business for him to come here, but if he comes here, we can do business. Like, it's a job. At the end of the day, we get paid. I'll work with him, but do I like him? No.
It's like a similar mentality that Rollins has. It's a similar mentality that like most people who have had a job have. Like we all go through it. Like we've all worked with someone that we either like don't get along with, and it might not be in a way where it's like like toxic. It's just in a way like I just don't like this person. But at the end of the day, like you're there to make money. You're not there to make friends. You're there to make money. That's something true that CM Punk did say. So
yeah, I mean that is a true statement. My father used to tell me that all the time. Like, you're not here to make friends. You're here to get your job done. And he's right. There are people in my job that I don't like.
Yeah, I've definitely worked jobs where I don't appreciate people's attitudes or what have you, but like that's part of like what you sign up for, and you kind of like know you're gonna have to deal with a little bit of crap. Like now the degree of crap you have to deal with is obviously varies at different levels, but
right.
But like you generally know, like, all right, whatever, like let's just do this.
And
get it done,
I can work
on.
with almost anybody, so that's not a problem.
Yep. So it's gonna be interesting to see though what happens there. I think Punk is going to be fine in WWE. I really do. I don't think he's gonna have the same issues he had in AEW, but man, it's that old. You know what I feel sometimes? It's that the Killing Joke line. All it takes is just one bad day.
Yeah,
It's from that Batman comic, The Killing Joke. It's like all it takes is one bad
bad.
day,
Yeah,
and Batman
yeah.
kills the
That's
Joker.
actually one of my favorite comics. One of my favorite Joker comics. One bad day. I mean, Killing Joke.
Hmm. Anyway, quickly on these next two issues, and then we can get into our best of Trevor of
That's some
2023.
stuff.
You got Cody's deal expiring in 2025? Question mark. So, but a lot of this is still like up in the air. Like, there's been like conflicting reports, conflicting like whatever. But one thing that is becoming clear is that Cody Rhodes and WWE either have talked or are still talking about a contract extension for Cody. It looks like when he came in 2022, he signed a 3-year deal that is set to expire sometime in early 2025, which would mean if he has not signed already, he's going into the final year of his deal in 2024. Trevor, I don't think he goes back to AEW. I think
Nope.
he either has re-signed in principle or agreed to like some terms, and he's gonna like wait to sign later.
I
But
think he resigns the WWE.
I think he's a lifer in WWE at this point.
Yeah. I mean, especially if he doesn't win the belt by then.
Can you imagine? He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to put pen to paper. Just let's see what happens at WrestleMania. Let's see what happens. And then like they get to WrestleMania, it's like, all right, Cody. All right, get this. You're gonna win the belt. All right, you're gonna get your moment. And then Cody.
Why does your Triple H always sound like Macho Man?
Because that's what he sounds like, kinda.
I mean, yes,
All right.
but
All right, hold up.
no, you're absolutely right.
No,
but like,
I
feel
okay.
like
Too much macho, too much throat. I got you.
I feel like Macho.
Okay, so now I sound like a Swedish chef. Ooh, um, okay, Cody. So, kid, we're gonna have you win, and then we're gonna have you lose to Punk tomorrow night. And he just goes, "Wow, I did not come from AEW.
You went today, and then like you got a job out the.
I did not come to AEW. It come from AEW to WWE to job this CM Punk."
Oh my god,
No,
that would be hilarious though.
On some LA Knight shit. Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, no. I think Cody ends up re-signing though.
Job in the chat asked a very interesting question. Has anyone seen the Iron Claw yet?
I haven't.
I have.
What do you think?
Bring some tissues. Bring some tissues.
You know what I did see? I did see online that Ric Flair.
Terrible, awful, worst Ric Flair I've ever seen. I will say this: like, with some of the words that he said, he actually kind of said them, pronounced them like Ric Flair, right? Like he had that drawl, but he did not sound like Ric Flair. He didn't. If you're talking about iconic moments, right? Get somebody that does walk the aisle, like do an actual Ric Flair promo. He just sat there and jumped around like a Mexican jumping bean for like 20 minutes. And you're like, what the? What is this? Everyone else, so Sheik, played by Chavo Guerrero, he didn't really have any speaking parts, but he did kind of look like it. A lot of the other like the actors and the what's the word, the extras and stuff, they did a great job wrestling. You do get a good glimpse of MJF.
You didn't. I heard they cut his speaking lines. You didn't have.
They
any speaking
did,
lines.
which sucks. I want to see what his speaking lines actually were. But dude, the movie was it answers some questions that that if you didn't know or whatever. I watched the Fabulous Freebirds. I mean, I watched the Fabulous Freebirds and the Von Erichs when I was a kid, and I watched Texas Tornado or Kerry Von Erich, as most people know him. and I I literally thought he broke his leg or broke his foot. I literally thought that's what happened. I did not realize to those that didn't know this. I don't know if you knew this. You probably did. That he amputated his foot.
Yeah.
I That's one thing I did not know. And what's really funny is the WWF did not know.
Oh yeah.
No one knew this.
Because Kerry felt that if they knew that he was limited to that extent, no one would sign him. That he was
Right.
done in wrestling. So he went to great lengths to hide that. That's why he wore, when he was the Texas Tornado, that's why he wore those like streamers like across his
Yeah,
legs, those
yeah,
Ultimate Warrior
yep.
streamers across his legs. So like it would
So you couldn't
hide.
tell.
Yeah, so you couldn't tell. Like, and people were standing right next to him backstage, changing with him backstage, and no one
Never knew.
ever found out.
No one knew. It. Oh my! It was crazy. Like, in the things this man did in the ring with one foot.
Oh, it's crazy. He basically taught himself how to wrestle again.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Like, it was amazing. Like, that movie was great. I say go see it. There are some parts where you're gonna be like, and I don't remember that going that way. And there's are some parts where you're gonna be like, oh, screw this guy. And there's a lot of WTF moments in that movie, unfortunately.
There's a lot of WTF moments in that Von Erich story.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And like I said, if you are a crier, yeah, get ready.
What did you think about Zac Efron's performance in the movie?
You know what? So Zac Zac Efron has surprised me, right, a lot in his career. I think the best actor role I've ever seen him in was when he was Ted Bundy. And like, if you have not seen the movie, I forget exactly what it's called. Things like disgusting, hopefully something like that. It's a long name. If it's the
Shockingly Vile, Wicked,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, shockingly vile, wicked, something like that. But anyway, it's a Ted Bundy movie, and of course, like, you know what it's about, so you're not expecting great things. But he did an amazing job. He did so well that he actually went to therapy after that. So with saying that, cast him in this role of a caring, loving brother that he pretty much was. Anyone knows anything about Kevin Von Erich? Like, he pretty much was the pillar of that family. Like, he felt it was his job to hold that family together, being the oldest. And or as he put it, second oldest. Like, he had to, put everything together. And knowing that, and also knowing that Zac Efron also broke his jaw in the filming of that movie. I think he did a very good job. Now, I don't think he really looked like him. I think the closest one that looked like him was Carrie. Was I can't think his name. Right.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White, yeah. He looked like Carrie. And actually David kind of looked like David too. But man, like, it Fitz actually fit the father too. The dude that had played Fitz Von Erich, he fit the father as well. But no, it was just one of those movies you're just looking at like, wow, they did a damn good job. This is really good. And then you're like, okay, stop. Like, stop. Because it's like one part where they say one thing and he's like, okay, I can deal with that. And there's like another thing, you're like, okay. And then like the final thing is like, God damn it. But no, yeah, it's definitely worth. It's definitely worth watching, honestly.
I think in like movies, it's more like, like obviously looking the part is big, but like I think it is also like probably more important to like capture the essence of that character, like because like
absolutely.
you can look different. Like it's one of those things. Like you remember in that movie Goodfellas,
Yeah.
Joe Pesci's part in that movie, like the guy who he played was actually like 6'4" or
Yeah,
whatever. But it
yeah,
didn't
it
matter
was.
because like Joe Pesci was like 5'5" or whatever, 5'6", caught the essence of that character.
Sure did.
Um,
Yeah,
and what I'm hearing like a lot about like Zac Efron's performance in that is that he really
he
got.
he was Kevin. He definitely was Kevin Von Erich. Like he did. He definitely was Kevin Von Erich. You can actually feel his pain in in the movie. And the thing is, most of the stories out. So those who know the Von Erichs, I'm not telling the movie. You know what I mean? Like you know the story, but like it's very yeah. It's and they captured a lot of what happened is true. What actually happened in real life.
Yeah, can't wait to see that movie.
Yeah, but I went with a buddy of mine. He's a wrestling fan as well, and it was supposed to be three of us, but other guy he had to work. But yeah, man, like definitely gotta check it out. I'll go see it again.
Hell yeah! All right, let's start to move on. Well, we got to we got just a lot of Jericho talk here. So Job and the Jets saying, I hate to say it, but I kind of feel like Jericho has run his course. Ooh, hot take.
Yeah,
What do you think?
you know what? I'll say this. Like you can't take the accolades from the man. He is, if you want to say goat, he might be the definition of it, right? Like, but I will say, eh, I will say this. Um, I think a lot. I think he's run out of ideas.
So you think he's running out of ideas?
I think he's run out of ideas. I think he's run out of ideas of what to do with the Chris Jericho character, of what to do with his career. Like I'm not. I like seeing him in the ring. I don't have a problem seeing him in the ring. He hasn't lost too much of a step, but I do think like Jericho as a character is becoming something to be desired because I believe they are. Like I said, he's run out of ideas of where to go with it.
That's interesting. I think this like Winnipeg Jets thing was gonna be like interesting with him and Kenny. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
like obviously because Kenny Omega now like suffering from diverticulitis and having like emergency surgery, like that stuff is on pause to say the least. But
yeah. It was unfortunately there's nothing you can do about that.
no.
And to
Job
answer your
says
question, you do see MJF, but it's only brief. It's near the I guess like the middle to end of the movie.
he used to be good at promos, but now he bores me. Chasing Jericho, reinventing himself. um, I think he's run out of inventions. Jericho is the goat at reinventing himself. I think he'll show out soon. New goat thing as always. Yep. Chase also says, I think he's looking for it with Kenny injured. My thing is like, I get it, but like, this is not like this Twitter thing is not him like looking for a new thing because like, there's no match to be had with AC or CM Punk. He's just
Oh
like,
right.
he's just being snarky on Twitter.
It's just being Jericho at this point. I think.
Chase in the chat says, I think it will be Kota Ibushi. We'll team up with him at World's End, and maybe it'll unlock something in him. That would be interesting. I don't know if I want to see that, though.
Yeah, it might be fun, but I don't know.
Tony Khan could be leaving money on the table if he doesn't sign the Von Erichs and start a feud with the Ass Boys. I don't know if he needs to outright sign them, but like he definitely should bring them in. Like it was Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful. He like fantasy booked the Von Erichs in AEW, and he was just like, just have him come out, like have Kevin come out, like do his thing, make it in Texas,
Right.
and then have Christian Cage's music hit. And then and at which point I was like listening to that podcast and I was like, oh no.
Oh
Oh no. And
no.
Christian just comes out and he just goes, oh Kevin. Oh Kevin. There's so much I could say, but
Oh my god.
like the He really doesn't even need to say it. Just him coming out would be
Exactly.
enough.
Just hint to it. You know what I mean? You don't even have to say it at this point because we all know.
And then you could have like Kevin Von Erich go, God damn it. You damn son of a bitch, you don't understand what I've been through. I'm the most blessed man of all time, but you
Oh,
don't
my way is fine
understand.
here. Yeah.
I'll fuck up. My kids will fucking kick your ass. I love
Here's
Kevin
something that
Von.
I didn't know though. Did you know Carrie had kids?
Oh yeah,
I
Lacey
didn't know
Von
Carrie.
Erich. Remember Lacey Von
Who?
Erich from TNA?
I know that
Yeah,
exact. I knew who Lacey was, but I was like, wait, what?
yeah, she was Carrie's kid. She's one of Carrie's children.
No,
Also, you know how old Kevin Von Erich is? He's not that old.
he's what 50, right?
He's 66. But I thought that in my head he was like, 70, whatever. I'm like, he's not as old as I thought.
I mean, 60 sounds about right though, because you got to understand, like they were kids. They were like kids when they started. They weren't. I don't know if they were actually 20 in the 80s.
Yeah. Kevin lives in Hawaii. It was
Yeah,
they chronicled it in Dark Side of the Ring. He was
yeah.
like,
He moved from Texas to Hawaii.
it's the most peaceful. Look, I came out here looking for peace and I found it. And, like I said,
He has a huge house, dude. Everyone lives there.
bro. Let me tell you something. Fritz was not investing only in professional wrestling. That man was definitely a real estate mogul or something in
Dude,
Texas.
what?
Anyway, that's the news. That's the movies. Guys, hit that like button. Go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps and subscribe. Trevor, it is now time for the Grappies. Lock it in, baby. All right. So, guys, y'all know the drill. 2023 has been a year of ups, downs, and whoas. We have 6 categories here that we're going to go through. What's basically going to happen is for each category, Trevor and I are each going to kind of alternate and give, what we think was our best whatever of 2023, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, there's no really winner. It's just kind of us talking about it. Please put yours in the chat as well as we go. First up, Trevor. Best match of 2023.
Oh, is that even fair?
Wait a minute. What the hell is this? Job just said, my uncle has gingivitis and he's fine. Where did that even come up?
No, I think he was talking about what Kenny Omega has. He did hear it.
It's diverticulitis, not gingivitis, guys. Anyway,
I love Job.
Ooh. Match of the year for 2023. Trevor, what was the best match this past year?
Ooh. Oh, gotta remember because there was so many good ones. I'll have to say that one of them definitely was I think most of the ones I come up with have Daniel Bryan involved in them actually.
Bro, I'm looking at my list right now. It's like, you want to know how many? I have a top 17. You want to know how many times Bryan's on this list?
Like 16.
Close. He's 6.
6, okay.
And they're all in the top 10.
Who did he wrestle at Forbidden Door?
Okada.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Is that your best of 2023?
You know what? I feel like that's. You know what? I'm gonna say him and Ricky Stark actually.
Really?
The what's the name match? The
strap match. How dare you?
The dog kennel match.
How dare you, my guy? How are you, the unmitigated gall of you to steal my best match of 2023? It's literally what I have as number one. It's Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks. It's the greatest strap match of all time. I don't care what
It
anyone
is, and
says.
that's not taken away from
No, it
the
is.
Cody
No,
and
it's taking away from Cody. It's taking
no,
away.
no. I mean, Cody.
No, that's a
Cody's
dog
match
collar match.
wasn't.
Hey, that's a different type of match. It's a
I
dog
thought this
collar
was a.
match. This is a strap match. All right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that was a strap match. This is not color match. You're right. You're right. This was an amazing match. This is what actually I think this is to me what helped push Ricky a little further because this was a hell of a match.
Bro, this is Brian coming off of just being cleared, literally not being able to use his right arm at all.
Yep.
Just stealing the show. Insane. Yeah, I agree. I think that was it. My other top one was MJF versus Adam Cole.
Oh yeah.
You have to have that up there because just it was on the biggest show in the history of professional wrestling.
Yep.
To have that and have those two like just go at it, beat the crap out of each other. It felt like a big fight feel.
Oh yeah.
A big
it definitely
moment.
Did. Definitely did.
For professional wrestling. I will say this is just a caveat. My best WWE match of 2023 was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, main event of WrestleMania Night 1.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Best pay-per-view of 2023. I can take this first.
Okay.
Because man, oh man, and I'm biased because I've been to a bunch of pay-per-views this year.
You have. You definitely have.
I get around as my one of my friends like says like, man, like you really like go to like a lot of wrestling shows. I was like, yeah, I'm a fan. I will say I think one show that will always like have a very special place in my heart it will be Wrestle Dream.
Okay.
One, because like I had a very nice trip to Seattle. Like I actually got to spend some time there. Usually I don't get to spend time in like the places that these events are at, but I got like 2 days there and
Cool.
it's a very nice city. And also like not only did I get to witness Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., like a dream match that I've been wanting to see for basically almost my entire time as a wrestling fan, but I got to see it live, like right there in front of me. I got to see Swerve versus Hangman Page, the debut of Edge in AEW, like all these awesome things firsthand. Like it's like that is an experience that I'm not gonna forget like anytime soon. I will say like for me that's the best pay-per-view of the year.
Yep. Yeah.
What about you?
For me, only for what it meant, and the shows were great. Well, they were over in the UK, the AEW show across the pond. What was it called? All Out, All In,
All In.
All In. Yep. Like, and all my life, I've seen a lot of great pay-per-views. Like I've had a chance of seeing great shows and first times for everything, and for that being the first time for AEW and breaking history, like the sales they did and making history, it was, and also it had one of the candidates for his best match. It had MJF and Adam Cole. Like it was an amazing match. It was an amazing night. And even not being there, you felt like the electricity. So that's gonna be my match.
It also had CM Punk's last AEW match.
True. I almost forgot about that. It definitely did.
The image of Punk walking out, that man knew he was gonna be shit canned. He knew.
Did.
He was walking out and he did the finger up. He's like, I'm number one, baby. I'm going out on top. I didn't job once. This man, he actually got away. Like the only person he ever like lost to was Moxley, and then he immediately got his win back.
Sure did.
This man, like,
Ridiculous.
he, that is crazy when you think about it. Didn't job once, never lost
It's
the
in
belt.
my contract. I will not lose.
um, Speaking of CM Punk, one of the top moments of the year that people think it was Punk returning. But Trevor, what was your best moment of the year in 2023?
Best moment of the year. For me, let's see. Let's see. Best moment. I mean, of course, by default, most people would pick CM Punk. I mean, because that was an interesting moment. For me, it had to be, you know what, like I could easily say Edge, and it'd be great. But the when the WWE pay per view in Puerto Rico, when my boy came out,
Savio Vega.
not Savio Vega,
Your boy, Savio Vega.
no,
Carlito.
not even him,
Bad Bunny?
the singer,
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. His entrance, his entrance,
It was a great
every
entrance.
like the everyone from even the guy he was fighting whose name I'm terrible with names. I'm old. Anyway, even like all the other like wrestlers like that were Puerto Rican that came out, it sent goosebumps down your spine. Like it was amazing. Like it was just a great feel. Like especially when Bad Bunny came down, it was like really like just like, oh man, look at this. And great. That was one. That was a moment for me. And also, like seeing someone you love and care about who is Puerto Rican watch those entrances. Her eyes just lit up, man. Like she was so happy. Like it made me feel good. It was a great moment for me.
That's cool. That's cool. It was a great moment. For me, you got to cast your mind back to January of 2023, like all the way back to January. It is Sami Zayn turning on the Bloodline.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That it like people forget because it was like so long ago at this point. It was like 9 months ago or whatever. Or no, not even 9 months. Almost a year ago at this point.
You know,
But
I actually thought that was in 2022. I forgot that was in
no,
2023.
it's in 2023. Like the rise of Sami Zayn happened in part 2022, but like that story kicked in a high gear after the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn, like we all wanted that man to win the belt. We all wanted him to win the belt at that point. And it's crazy to see like all that had done. Like I remember watching that. I was over like a family member's house for something, and I remember we made it back in time to watch like the finishing sequence of the main event, and I go like right to my TV in the living room, and I'm like, all right, let's go. What's going on? And it's like right as Sami Zayn and Kevin, like they're beating up Kevin Owens, and like the silence when Sami Zayn goes to swing that chair on Roman, that is just immediately eaten up by all the cheering you could imagine in the world, is just
Yep.
something I will never forget. Like, and what that kick started as far as like Sammy being spotlighted as a main event talent, man, I love that so much. I love that so much. That was a special time for me, especially as like someone who's a Muslim, like who who Sami Zayn like had been like very vocal about that and his identity there,
Right.
and I was like, that's really freaking cool that like I shouldn't have to say this, like it's really freaking cool that like there can be a Muslim wrestler on TV and their first instinct isn't to immediately make him a random foreign different heel,
Right.
here or
Right.
whatever, or give him the Muhammad Hassan treatment, which I'm not even going to get into, but that was really cool.
That was cool. It really was cool. Job, have a good one, man. Thanks for staying with us for so long.
Joe, you loser. You better stay.
What's the next? Is your mic working? I guess not. Well, since his mic's not working, what are some of your favorite moments in wrestling this year? Just put them in the comments and we'll read them out. Hello.
Nope. Nope. We're back. Let's freaking
There
go,
you
baby.
go.
We're back. We're back. We're gonna need to. I need to get a new wire for this mic. That's what the universe is telling me right now. This mic needs a new wire. Anyway, Mike went off with Job. Yeah, no, Job. Yeah, it was that burn. It literally burned my mic. That burned
Yeah,
my mic.
that burn was so hot it just burns your mind.
Yeah, which is a great segue into our next category, Trevor. Best promo of the year. I think that goes to me for what I just said.
Yeah, you start first.
But best promo of the year. Man,
so many good ones.
there are a lot of. They're actually like an insane amount. I will. This is a hard category because
it really is.
You had like Punk's return promo, which was great. Like at the Second Coming in Chicago, you had what I think was like a great promo, which is like actually, you know what? I'm going with this is more of a segment, but it's kind of a promo, I guess. I don't know if this counts, but the Sammy's Court segment when the Bloodline had their tribal court and put Sami Zayn on trial.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was dope.
It was good. It was good.
The like when Roman he calls the executioner Solo Sikoa on Sammy, he sicks him on him, and then you just hear Jay and you just hear Jay go, "Nah, bro, nah, you seen the good in me, Sammy." I was like, "Yo, let's go. This is about friendship. Let's freaking go." I dug
that was a really good one. I almost forgot about that. That was really good. For me, I'm gonna go a little more sentimental, I think. LA Knight's promo after Bray Wyatt died. After we lost Bray Wyatt, that promo like hit every emotion, hit every feel. Like I think LA Knight showed that night why he should be pushed through the moon. Like that promo was sick. It was, dude, I still watch that promo. Actually, that's one of my favorite promos to watch. Like the whole, I mean, even of course the end with very smart and Miz, a very smart man once told me, if you see me, run. I mean that alone like put like the whole thing talking about the fireflies and like just the mentions, and it was great. It really was.
Yeah, I definitely think that's up there. Like I said, there's so many great promos in 2023.
It really was, dude.
It's hard to pick one.
Speaking of promos, how do you feel about Punk's latest promos? Like not the one his first night back, like in Chicago. Not that one. Like the ones after that.
They've been better.
I don't like them as much.
They've been better. Like his first one on that Raw, like the first promo he cut, the one on the Raw after he returned was crap. But
yeah.
The one he did on SmackDown, like his first SmackDown, was good, I thought. And then the little thing he did with Rollins, I thought was really good.
Oh, I thought that was really good. I thought that was really good. And I thought like Rollins really shined in that one too.
Yeah. It was
You know what?
Rollins like,
I
Rollins was
just
hit
hate you.
Rollins was hitting him with like the little hangman lines like I'm here to protect WWE from you. I'm just like, yo. But if Hangman says that, he's the bad guy. Make
Of
it make
course,
sense.
this is my home.
Um. All right. Next two categories are a bit. I want to like kind of explain these because they are
Okay,
different. So next two categories are Performer of the Year and Best Wrestler of the Year. And here's the
okay.
difference. Performer of the Year is like overall like package performance, like how they did like as a
Promo.
package like throughout the year and as a star, I guess.
Gotcha.
Wrestler of the Year is more how were their matches in ring, like like who had the best in ring like performances of 2023. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
All right. With that, Trevor, who was the best performer of
Performer.
2023?
Again, this one's kind of hard too. This one's kind of hard too because like, and I'm glad you actually separated because like it's gonna make it a little easier for for that. But like, I'm thinking of performer. I'm thinking a couple people. Of course, for me, LA Knight's up there, right? Because he had a hell of a year. I mean, it was a latter part, but he had a good year. Um, then you could also say the same thing about Swerve. Um,
Nana. You got to throw in Nana, man. The performance. You swerve when I drive on pressure. That's a
God, I
performance right
love
there,
Swerve.
man. That's a
I love Nana.
performance on
Oh my
Nana.
god, hey, this really is a rough one. Uh, Performer though, I think I think I'm gonna have to go with I think we'll go with LA Knight, honestly. I think I am because I think it's the safest bet. Uh because there's so many in this category. Like when you talk about promos, he's been on it since even the matches he's lost, even the matches he's won. Promos amazing. He's put up some decent matches. Some of his matches aren't great. Some of them are just good, but like he's been good in the ring. He's been, So I'm gonna say LA Knight.
That's an interesting one. I think like he's had a really good year. For me though, like I think from a performer, like it's hard because I want to say two people.
Right.
I'm going to say one, but okay, I'll say this. Honorable mention to Will Ospreay. I think Will Ospreay
Yeah.
done an
Yeah.
insane job of not only building himself up but his opponents up as well. Like this man has
Yeah.
been one of the hardest working people in professional wrestling over the past year, and I think he's brought like himself and he's brought New Japan. He's brought like everything he's done and everywhere he's been like up a notch and become like a bona fide star to the point where WWE really wanted to get him, and they
Yeah.
unfortunately didn't have the chance to because the AEW said, nah, he is
Nah,
ours.
nah.
Performer of the year, though, for me has got to be MJF, and I just think that
Yeah, I can see that.
on one hand, right, you have the fact that this man has just had great matches, like every pay per view that he's like killing it as a performer, whether it's like story match, whether it's a technical match, whether it's both, he's done it. Oh, best Iron Man match of all time. It's not
Yep.
even in question.
Yep.
He like went out there. He faced Sonata as the New Japan champion. He main evented All In. He then had a great match against Samoa Joe, and he's done this, Trevor, by having one of the greatest like character transformations we've ever seen, and it's one
Ever
that
see?
like it happened naturally. which does not like happen that often. It was like so natural that he went from being the most despised person ever to like the guy who can, do sportsmanship chants, who can,
Exactly.
who can do the double clothesline, the kangaroo kicks, all this stuff, and get it all over and be like our scumbag. Like the think about it like this: a year ago, around this time, this MJF like punched William Regal in the back of the neck,
Yep.
like and sent him packing. And like now here we are, and he is going into AEW World's End Long Island as arguably the most beloved babyface on the card, and he's going to have a raucous ovation in Long Island. He was gonna have that anyway, but as a babyface, it's gonna be even more.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be even more insane. And
Amazing.
I just think this has been his year.
Yeah, it is. It's been MJF's year. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Had Roman, here's the thing though, had Roman like just wrestled in the past like 6 months, I think it could have easily been Roman too, because he had such a great start. The first 5-6 months of 2023, Roman Reigns was like the best, and it was not even close.
It was. It was a question. Yeah, it was no question with that.
And then he just like, I'm going back to my yard. At home. Gotta go back to my yard. And he hasn't been on TV, so hey, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it?
All right, Trevor, final category here. Wrestler of the year 2023. I'm going to
let you go first.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be very quick. No disrespect, no hate to anyone else.
Dave Bryan.
No.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, well, why you gotta?
Sorry.
No. Why don't you just speak for me at this point?
Please, I'm sorry.
No. Well, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna find something you love. And get ahead of it too next time. Yes, of course though. Bryan Danielson, greatest professional wrestler of all time, the best wrestler of 2023. I've run through a lot of it already, but his match with Okada, his match with MJF, his match with Ricky, his match as part of the Anarchy in the Arena, his match that he had with Zack Sabre Jr. Should I go on? Hell, I will. The Continental Classic. Everything this man touched turns to gold. He is the Midas of professional wrestling. Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, the best dragon of all time. All respect to the great Ricky Steamboat. It doesn't matter. It ain't even close. Bryan Danielson.
Your mic went out. It's back. It went out. It's back. Gotcha. So his good pick, Bryan Danielson, is one of the hardest working wrestlers in the business, besides Will Ospreay. He actually really said that. Hit it on the head. You back, buddy?
I think so.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, this is we are there will be a wire ordered on Amazon tonight. Because this ain't it. Anyway, I was in the middle of a very intense promo right there.
Please.
But now like the intensity's kind of gone away, and now I just like, what? Did it do it again?
No, I can see it.
Okay. Anyway, Bryan Danielson, greatest of all time, greatest of 2023, greatest of ever. Go ahead.
You will probably not agree with me with this one, but you mentioned hardest working wrestler, and when I think of hardest working wrestler,
don't you dare!
This year, I think of the one. I think of the only. I think of Mr. Freshly Squeezed himself,
Okay.
Orange Cassidy.
I thought you were about to say Matt Cardona, and I was about to be like, what matches has he even had this year?
Matt actually have been hard. He hasn't been working that much this year. Actually, he's been hurt most of it. Honestly, um, I think he had a couple matches, like maybe 4 or 5 in the past month. I don't know if that Will Ospreay match ever happened. Don't know,
Did not.
but um, honestly, he's. I mean, say what you want about him, but on the indie circuit, he is one of the hardest working wrestlers. He really is one of them. I know others, but he's one of them. But my pick is Mr. Freshly Squeeze Orange Cassidy. Like, talking about matches. My man has had matches on top of matches on top of matches on top of matches. Like, he's wrestled like 2 pay-per-views in a row, and that's not mentioning wrestling Dynamite and wrestling Rampage and wrestling like Collision. Like, the man, I I don't understand how he does it. He's been a champion. He lost the belt to a great match to John Moxley. He's had hella fire matches with what's his name, the Switchblade. Like, he's had matches with, like, didn't you have a match with Okada or like, who was the match he had when you were interviewing the guy?
Who was I interviewing?
It was a pay-per-view with Christian Cage.
Oh, the media scrum. Oh, he had like a tag team match where he was tagging with Shibata.
Yeah, but he's wrestled like
Moxley. He had the main event with Moxley at
That's right, he
All
did.
Out.
All Out, sure did. And going back even last year, he had a knockout drag out with Will Ospreay. Like, he's the man can wrestle his ass off, and he is my pick for wrestler of the year.
That is a good pick. I like those. Look, it's approved. I approve it. Well, so those are the best of 2023. Can't wait to react to those in a year and feel like,
I know, right?
well, actually, no. Next week, I was thinking next week, since this is going to be the start of the new year, we do bold predictions to start the year, and maybe we go back and react to some of our bold predictions from last year to see what.
That'd be fun. And we do one thing we did last year, and I think we should do again this year. Best show of this year. Like, look at some of the stuff that we've done and either cringe or laugh at it.
Yeah, you know what the best show of the year is?
What?
The next one. Always. All right. It's been a long podcast. We're going to continue going through it, though. We have a pay-per-view coming up, Trevor. AEW World's End coming up live from the Nassau Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York. It's
New York.
For those of y'all who may be keeping score, guys, it's not Long Island. It's not Long Island. It's Long Island. All right? I'm just going to make that clear. It's Long Island. At the pay-per-view, we will see MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. A lot of speculation going into this match. Arguably, insane to think about, Trev, but this might be the most in jeopardy that MJF's title has ever been in.
I agree.
And there's a lot of talk about Joe winning the belt. There's also a lot of talk about the Devil. What do you think? Do we get the Devil at World's End? Does MJF retain his AEW World Championship?
Man, like, I want to say he does, but it's so many factors going on here, right? Like, again, the Devil, then also Samoa Joe. It's a lot of things that could happen. A lot of things that could happen. You know what? I'm going to say my bold prediction is MJF keeps the belt.
Really?
Keeps the belt.
Do you think we get the Devil?
I think we get the Devil. But I think there's a twist.
Don't say MJF's the devil. That'd be crazy.
A lot of people think he is the devil. Now, I think he could be. I thought he could be until I saw him in the ring with him. Right, like again, it could be a two-person thing, but I really thought it was him until then. Now, the thing is, like, who is the devil, right? Like, and we still don't know. It could definitely be Adam Cole, baby, which is possible.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense for the devil. Sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. You can go.
Okay. Here's the thing. Like, I think like we know that like along with the devil, there's also like goons, and I think we're gonna have like two goons probably revealed tomorrow because like the devil has
Right.
his little peoples running around. I think tomorrow we're gonna have like that the ROH tag team title match where I think it's safe to say it's the Kingdom.
Yeah, you might be right actually.
And then you have like here's the thing, because like if you look at the devil's goons, right? We don't know who the devil is because we haven't really seen like the devil like in the ring in person really. If you look at some of the goons out there, I was watching Dynamite, right, and I was like watching like the episode where the devil's goons like surrounded MJF, and I was like, it's a pretty Wardlow looking goon right there. I know that. I was like, I know
Right.
that. I know that body shape anywhere. It's a big roidy Wardlow looking goon right there. And then like you had like the other ones. I was like, guy kind of looks kind of shaped like Mike Bennett right there. I know Mike Bennett. Like I was like, there's something like I feel like we have like a. And also, like, Wardlow's been going around, like, doing the thing where he's like, Max, like, revenge is coming for you. And I'm like, that makes sense that he's, like, part of this. Right. I don't think it makes sense for him to be the devil.
The devil's not really a big guy, though, from what I can see. Like, I mean, he's not wide.
You know, it's all about that boom. Because I'm not wide.
And have we seen Adam Cole lately?
He's been in a wheelchair. He is injured. That's the other thing that makes this kind of confusing. Like, he is injured.
Right.
So like there was a chance that like, you know, I don't know how you explain it because the devil was standing at one point when Adam Cole was injured. Right. So I don't know.
Could it be Roderick Strong?
Devil. No, I don't want it to be Max. I love Roddy, but I don't think
Max.
There are a few people it can be. I think Adam Cole. Here's the thing: Adam Cole costing MJF the World Championship in Long Island, New York, would be the most painful thing that Adam Cole could do as the devil.
Right.
Because remember, biggest stage in wrestling history. What happened? Adam Cole was cost a World Championship, lost, suffered defeat at the biggest stage, and he wants MJF to feel that same pain, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean the only thing is, like you said, he's hurt. That's the only, unless it was a fake.
Or look, the other thing is, I mean, I guess like the one time we did see the devil stand up, it was before his injury, I think. Otherwise, we've only seen the devil's face kind of on screen.
That's true.
Also, it's a mask, so technically anyone could have been playing the devil at the
right.
Also, I just thought of this. Do you remember who the person is that told MJF to tag with Samoa Joe and take up Joe on his offer for a world championship in exchange for tagging?
It wasn't Adam Cole, was it?
It was Adam Cole.
That's what I thought.
Here's what I'm saying, man. The Goons have not attacked Samoa Joe.
No, they haven't. They've surrounded the ring while he was there, but they haven't.
And Joe's kind of like, you know, scooted him off. And look,
you think Joe's part of him?
I think. Oh, Adam Cole, baby, let's go.
Dude,
I think we cracked this.
I think this is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be super
That
fun.
the best part about this is like one of those great parts of professional wrestling. This could go in a million different directions, and
Right.
almost all of them are great, unless you have like unless Dolph Ziggler is the devil. I'm gonna be really mad if Dolph Ziggler
If
is the
Dolph
devil.
Ziggler's the devil, I might stop watching wrestling for a
Could you
while.
imagine? I'm here to show up, show up, bring it on. Where's Lana? You know, I try to see all that. um, I do think no matter what happens, though, I truly believe Samoa Joe walks out as the AEW champion,
You
and
think it's
then
time?
I think it's time, and then I think Swerve ends up winning it at Revolution.
But see, that's the thing. I think he wins it from MJF.
No, I think normally I would say yes, but man, I just think Samoa, man, like this is just it just feels like it's time.
It's just time. Yeah.
Not even like time, like it just this really feels like for whatever I really feel like MJF is gonna lose, and I don't say that lightly, you know, I
Right.
truly think like he's gonna lose. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then like here's my booking of this. I want to get your thoughts on this. Like of the title picture, I would have like Swerve win at Revolution, and then main event of Wembley next year.
Okay.
Swerve Osprey world title.
Ooh. Ooh. That means you have to keep it on him for a minute,
No,
though.
I mean like what? That's February, dude. That's February to August
That's true.
or
I mean,
March.
in
That's not even
wrestling,
March.
that's
It's March to August. Like
yeah,
that's.
it's March. I mean, in wrestling, that's a lifetime. But
I mean, MJF's champion for almost 400 days now.
yeah. See,
So yeah, that would be crazy. Oh, bro, like, and like you could have Osprey going in as a face,
right.
Swerve as
And
a
I think he
heel.
will. Actually.
Oh my god, he's gonna get the. That would be an amazing pop for Osprey winning the belt at Wembley.
Oh hell yeah.
Also, you want to look like you're not gonna sell 80,000 tickets again.
No,
You
no.
want to get to 70. You want to get to 60 though.
Yeah.
Having
If
Osprey
you
in the
book
main
that,
event,
if you
big title
book
match.
a main event like that, you definitely get the 60.
Or if Drew's contract expires, you run Drew versus Osprey in the main event. Full UK, like.
True.
And
True,
then you
true,
do
true.
and then you get Jamie Hayter versus Saraya, or
Ooh,
Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm. What am I even saying?
yeah, that'd be a good one too. Because she should be back by then.
Oh, dude, I want the Haterade, man. I miss Jamie Hayter. She was so good.
Should be Ada.
They hate us because they ain't us.
How do you like Tony Storm's new character anyway?
Love it, love it.
Me too. I'm a big fan.
Like I just like chin, tits, shoes. Love it. And no, that was not if for those of you who don't actually watch the product, that was not a comment on her features. That's literally her catchphrase. Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoes.
Yes.
Or anyone takes that out of context. I love what they're doing with Luther. It's like Lufa. I love that so much. Luther is just like saying like they found a job for him. they found a job for him. He was wandering backstage at catering for like 3 years, but they found something for him.
They found something for him.
Also on this pay-per-view, we have Hook versus Wheeler Yuta for the FTW World Championship. Cool. I think Hook is going to retain.
Yes.
Get Julia Hart versus Abaddon for the TBS title.
Ugh.
Abaddon in a title match. That's interesting.
That is interesting. It's about time, though. I mean, you haven't really seen her in a while, but
yeah, they've only recently built her back up. But I think Julia retains.
I think she retains. I don't think you take it away from Julia yet.
No,
not yet.
Let her go. Just let her.
She's doing great so far. She's doing great.
I think Julia has the best entrance in wrestling right now.
Oh
are
yeah,
my favorite entrants
definitely.
in wrestling right now.
I
Just
love
like
the whole thing with her and Scott Blue too.
none shall know I am reborn. The house away. I love it, man. It's a
Yeah, it's a
great
great
theme.
song.
Also, it's great live. Oh yeah, yo, AEW is not coming to like Baltimore, DC anytime soon. If you look at like
No,
their thing, like at least not to like July. Like they announced like all their dates basically until like through June. It's like nothing even close. The closest they're gonna be is in Norfolk.
no, fuck, no, God.
I'm just like, I ain't going out there.
No, I ain't going to
I'm
Norfolk.
going to Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk, I
Virginia.
ain't going to Norfolk.
No, for Virginia. Um,
Virginia,
what?
Virginia, yeah.
Virginia. Timeless Tony Storm defending her AEW World Championship against Riho. Thoughts?
Good match. I think it's gonna be a good match. I think she retains though.
Chins, shoes. Yeah. Uh, all right. Big Bill, Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho and a partner to be determined. Who do we think the partner is?
I don't know. Probably Ibushi.
It would be Hangman. You know what? I'm gonna go Hangman, Kenny Omega's other tag team partner, just because I think they need some speed in that match. I love Ibushi, but like speed
Yeah.
is not his. Look, we all saw the bunks. All right, those were not heavy hitting bunks. All right, he's just like
The Bucks were fun though. The Bucks were cool.
they were cool. Brian Alvarez hated those bunks. He was giving out on Wrestling Observer Live after that show. He was
Oh,
like, "Oh, ruining the business."
the Bucks.
Either way, I think Big Bill and Ricky Starks retain.
Okay.
All right, final two. We got Blue League versus Gold League Continental Classic final. We don't know what that final matchup is going to be right now. From the Blue League, it's going to be Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson in the final on that side, and then Moxley, Swerve, and White in a final on the Gold League side. Winner of those two matches will face off in the Continental Classic final for the Continental Championship.
The Continental Championship.
Yeah, man.
Because they need one more belt. They do.
Hey, look. I'm all for whatever this is. This Triple Crown thing, I like it. The Continental Classic has been, I love it. Like
It's been a lot of fun, actually. It's been a lot of fun to
watch. Who do you think ends up in the finals?
Now, see, this is what I think. I think it's Danielson, and I think it's Swerve.
Great minds think alike. I think it's Bryan Danielson and Swerve. Who do you think wins?
They got to put a belt on Danielson somewhere, right?
This would feel like the time, wouldn't it?
You got to put a belt on him somewhere. And Kingston already has two.
No, this is for Kingston's belts too. That's the other thing.
Oh,
you didn't know this?
No,
it's the Triple Crown. It's
ROH
World Championship, New Japan Strong, and AEW Continental title. Like Kingston, in order to enter this tournament, put his titles on the line.
That's right. Wow. Okay, my answer might change then.
Hell no. Brady Kingston ain't beating Bryan Danielson.
I mean, he has been amazing. He has beaten everybody.
This is Kingston's last stand. I'm sorry. It's gonna be Bryan and Swerve, and I think Swerve is gonna win. I want Bryan to win, but I think Swerve is gonna win.
So he's gonna lose the belts before he fights Samoa Joe?
Who is?
Swerve, because you said Swerve was gonna go for the belt.
Swerve, Nana's gonna have a belt, all right? Swerve's gonna have a belt. You're gonna have like a big old roidy Brian Cage holding the belt too. Like, you know, Swerve's gonna have Swerve's house is gonna be made of gold. All right, gonna be hella belts in that place.
Yeah, it could definitely be that. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a Danielson. I think Danielson will get it honestly, because it's about time.
It would be appropriate though for Swerve to be walking around with hella gold like that, like just flexing on everyone. Like,
Right.
bro, I'm not just a champion, I'm the champion. Like, let's go.
I have 3 belts.
Four, if you count the AEW World Championship when he gets it.
True, if you because he probably
Four
will wear it.
belts. Oh man, that would be great. You think Brian wins?
I think Brown was, yeah.
I would love
I
to
think
see
it's
Brian
time.
win, but man, it just feels like Swerve's time. It just feels like push him to the moon, get him
I
there.
mean, but both people have a legit claim. You know what I'm saying? So either or, I wouldn't be upset with.
All right, and finally, last match we're going to talk about. Only 7 matches on this card so far, but remember we still have a Dynamite to go, so it's plenty of time for Tony Khan to add 8 more
Boom, boom.
matches to the show. Um, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, no disqualification, TNT title on the line. Christian Cage revealed that himself and Mother Wayne scored a win after he scored a win against Adam Copeland in Montreal. The matriarch has joined the patriarchy, and Adam Cole is not happy. I'm sorry, Adam Copeland, excuse me, is not happy. Too many Adams.
A lot of freaking Adams. Um,
What do you think?
uh, I want to say Edge wins, but I think Christian wins it.
Christian's downfall has got to start sometime. I think I'm gonna go with Adam Copeland. I just think, look, you ain't having Adam Copeland lose back-to-back matches. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no.
Like, I understand Christian. I think Adam Copeland concertos the hell out of Christian Cage, and this starts the downfall of Christian Cage, and he's gonna like turn back face eventually. Although I am loving heel Christian Cage. Like, this is so good. He's
Heel
just
Christian Cage is fantastic.
remember he was like, did you hear him what he said about Nick Wayne's mother? He was like,
No,
he's like, Nick, your mom worked a job making $40,000 a year as a waitress, a scum. Like he was like just saying the most ridiculous stuff, and like
that's
who was it?
hilarious.
It was someone on commentary. I think it was like it was Taz goes like, hey, $40,000 as a waitress ain't that bad. I love Taz, bro. Like, he's terrible sometimes, but man, when he like his one-liners, he's much better at his one-liners than Jerry Lawler is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And with that is all of AEW World's End. Whew. 2 hours into the show, our holiday special. It has definitely been a holiday special. Guys, remember to go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps. Link for that is pinned in the chat. Go over there and subscribe for more content from the podcast. Trevor, what are you watching? What are you doing? What are you looking forward to in 2024?
So much to look forward to. So much. New beginnings. New beginnings. See what WWE and AEW have in store, and just enjoying life.
You know what I'm enjoying?
What usually?
My Baltimore Ravens whooping that ass.
Your Baltimore Ravens are consistent.
And y'all might be asking, like, who is that? Everybody.
Everybody. I
Everybody.
mean, the Ravens look good, bro. They look good. I wish I could say the same about my Cowboys, but I can't. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It just frustrates the crap out of me how, like, on paper, they have a great team. And, like, when they play certain teams, they play well.
I'm sorry. I don't know how that happened. I pushed the wrong button.
And they play certain teams that play well, but then you play the Dolphins, you let them win by 2, and like you get decimated by the Buffalo Bills. Like, ugh.
Look, the Cowboys are the best best regular season team of the
Yep.
past 10 years.
The postseason, that's a totally different story.
Oh, y'all can't win to save your life.
Can't beat anybody, bro.
I still think back to that 49ers game where Dak did the QB draw with 10 seconds left, and I'm still like, it's one of those I was literally like, how could you do something so controversial yet so brave?
Right.
It was crazy.
It's hard being a football fan, man. It's hard being a football fan.
I mean, look, I'm a Ravens fan. We have our ups and downs, but we're pretty consistent.
Been damn good this year. I'll tell you that much.
Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm. Look, hey, all y'all out there, we're talking about Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. Look, fine quarterback. Josh, fine quarterback. Some of them are not fine quarterbacks. Some of them are backups. One of them's out of the league.
Yeah.
Y'all wanted, I'm just saying, every NFL executive, GM out there, y'all wanted this man to switch to wide receiver. Look at what he's doing to the league right now. Trevor, think about that. They wanted this man to play wide receiver.
They sure did. It's just hilarious.
And you know why? Bro, let's say it. Let's be honest. They saw that man. They said, he's fast and he's black. Wide receiver. That's all they saw.
I mean, yeah.
That's all they saw. Because that tells you, bro, how this shit works. It ain't based off of talent. It ain't based off of winning. It ain't based off of nothing. It's based off of how the GM perceives you. And
exactly.
The Baltimore Ravens were one of the only organizations that looked at Lamar Jackson and saw gold. They saw gold in this man. And they said, we're going to go take that gold, mold it into a freaking big-ass chain, a championship-level chain, multiple-time MVP-level chain. I'm about to break this chain, so I'm gonna let off and not pull on it anymore. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be Ravens in San Francisco.
Man, it's wild that the Cowboys y'all were in it. Y'all had the lead. Y'all had the division lead.
Dude, we're still in it. We're just not gonna win.
I mean, the Eagles got one game up on you. Who do you guys play the Eagles again?
Yeah, we split.
No, I'm saying, do you play them again, week 17 or week 18?
No, we play. No, we already played them. We played them twice already. Okay. We split. Yeah, we played the Redskins.
So you need them to lose.
We need them to lose. We got to beat Detroit next week, and we got to beat Redskins.
Commanders.
I'm sorry, Commanders.
Yeah. Oh man,
watching the football team. I'm better with that.
That is tough sled. Meanwhile, if we win next week against the Dolphins, we've clinched the #1 seed. We don't even have to play in week 18. Yep. Just take a knee. Yo, I want a coach should do that. Just take a knee on every play. Ruin football for 1 week.
Is that a penalty? That got to be a penalty or something.
It's no, bro. The NFL is just gonna fine the hell out of you because that's bullshit. You can't do that. But I mean, you guys clinched the playoffs basically, though, right?
We clinched. We're in the playoffs, yeah. But we're gonna be first round.
All right, so if the playoffs started today, right? Let's say the standings remain the same.
So playoff standing today, we play Tampa Bay in the wild card, right?
That's crazy. Aren't they 7-9?
Yeah.
Y'all are 10. That's crazy, bro. That is wild as hell.
We play Tampa Bay in the wild card. Say we beat Tampa Bay, which we probably would. We end up playing who? San Francisco.
No. Well, here's the thing, because assuming the division winners win. Because like, here's the thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it ended today with the division winners being who they would, it'd be San Francisco. But
Hey, look, I think the Seahawks and Lions is going to be a close game. I think the
it
Rams
is.
could get Rams ain't beating the Eagles. You right? Yeah, you probably would face San Francisco even if you beat the Bucks. And Baker Mayfield right now is no slouch.
He is hot right now. Yeah,
Ooh, he is.
he's
Baker
hot.
is on it. He's baking though. He's like, Look at that. That's Baker right now. He's whipping it. He's in the kitchen.
I told
He's baking it.
my cousin. My cousin is a diehard Tampa Bay fan. I was like, "Yo, Baker about to look nice." He was like, "No, I don't think so." I said, "Trust me,
Hey, bro.
Baker is going to look nice."
Hey. Say what y'all want. The Browns are some clowns for trading for Deshaun Watson on multiple levels.
But besides the fact that Deshaun is
a serial assaulter, yeah.
Yeah, absolute piece of dog shit.
Bro, the best quarterback the Browns have ever had. The quarterback who took them back to the playoffs, who won them a playoff game.
Baker
and
Mayfield.
You know what they said? They said, we're gonna give the guy who hasn't played in a year, who has a terrible track record, $200+ million, and we're gonna trade to Baker. And this man, Baker Mayfield, comes all the way back, has a great season, and then Joe Flacco comes in off his couch,
resurrects his career,
and resurrects the Browns season. They're 10-5 right now, Trevor. They got the
dude.
A Joe Flacco-led Browns team has the same record as the Cowboys right now.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely insane. And the Browns' defense is almost impenetrable.
And you want to know the wild thing? Deshaun Watson is still going to make... He's still going to make like $50 million this year. 7 touchdowns. 50. Here's $50 million, Deshaun. Oh, my God, Trevor. This shit is rigged, bro. Oh, my God.
It makes no freaking sense.
The Browns are just the clowns. Clowns. They're gonna make the playoffs, and Flacco might end up winning the playoff game, but clowns all around.
I honestly hope they get kicked out. Only because, not because of anything else. I like Flacco. I like Amari Cooper. Like,
you don't know. You don't know.
Just because
Flacco always wins one playoff game.
At least one.
In his entire career, every time he's made the playoffs, he always wins one, at least. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes he goes to win the Super Bowl.
Flacco's a baller, bro. He's a baller.
He's a gunslinger, bro. You see him, he's just like, fuck, he down there somewhere. Amari Cooper, 265 yards.
I was going to say, do you play a fantasy? Amari had 40 points last week.
That's crazy, bro. Joe Flacco's out here just balling, bro. Just coming in like, I'm Joe Flacco, and I'm gonna play football. I throw the ball far. Oh man. Meanwhile, gosh, this is. I mean, you guys could catch the. Man, nah, y'all ain't beating the Niners though. Ugh.
No.
It's the thing, like y'all could, like, if someone else, like the Eagles. What y'all need is like the Rams or something to beat the Eagles. Like that's what y'all need. Y'all need like.
We beat them once. I don't know if we're gonna beat them again.
See, like here's the thing, right? Let's say the Seahawks beat the Lions. This is the best case scenario for you. Seahawks beat the Lions. The Seahawks would go and face 49ers. And look, the Seahawks, that's a divisional rival. That's always a tough matchup, no matter what.
It's always a tough matchup. Yeah, you're right.
And then you guys would face the Eagles. 50-50 shot there.
Yeah,
you guys would win.
Yeah.
And then you would look, if you play the Seahawks, we're going to the Super Bowl. Like, let's go. But still a lot to be determined there. Somehow this turned into a football podcast. I don't know when that happened.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey man, look, content is king. We just went over the entire NFL playoff picture. My Ravens are winning the Super Bowl. Trevor's Cowboys going to give him disappointment and probably constipation.
He's not wrong.
What else are you watching other than football?
uh,
And any holiday movies or?
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you said. So actually, one of my favorite Christmas movies is A Christmas Story, and
I
I
saw
watched
him.
that
I
this year.
saw him. He's real.
I didn't see him last year, but I saw it this year, and it actually made kind of a sequel with the returning cast, except for the father, and it was actually pretty good. I saw that on Max. It was actually pretty good, and of course, I had to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and of course, The Grinch.
Had to watch The Grinch. Um, I recently
She had a
watched.
soul.
I recently watched South Park's A Woodland Critter Christmas. The South Park Christmas episodes hit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they're
Like
always fun. Always fun.
like there's some good ones in there. There's the one where they have to go and face the president of Canada, who's
Oh
like
yeah,
making all these Canadian laws. There's the one where the Red Sleigh Down, which is the one where Santa's sleigh goes down.
I do remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's so many ones. I will say though, this Christmas, one thing that has definitely been on my mind as we wrap up here. Promise we're wrapping up soon. Has been the atrocities happening in Palestine. Um, I don't know what else to say other than 20,000 people dead in a matter of like 2 months is an astounding number. And what's even more astounding is the fact that U.S. and a lot of European countries' tax dollars are going to funding that genocide. And it is, yeah, I'm not even gonna say it's unfortunate. It's disgusting, deplorable, should not happen. It has always been my belief that violence never solves violence, and death never is justified, and meaningless death does not justify meaningless death. I don't think that any good will come of this in the long run, and unfortunately, entire families and people in Palestine, many of them also who are Christian, are not having a Merry Christmas. Um, One of the oldest like churches ever was like in the Holy Land was bombed because of the ongoing bombardment in Palestine, and
Yeah,
my heart goes out to everyone affected, and it is.
absolutely.
I'm like, again, to say I'm disgusted and it doesn't even begin to explain my feelings on the matter. I'm going to save everyone the historical analysis and all that for another day, another channel, another Facebook post or whatever. But really am thinking about everyone in Palestine, and Gaza especially, with what's going on.
Yeah, same. My heart goes out to the families of the ones lost, and to the people going through it, and thoughts and prayers, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry to bring everyone down, but that is the world we live in. It is full of happiness. It is also full of pure, unmitigated sadness.
And
Goal of
evil.
podcasts like this is to find the good in even in the bad. Although, obviously, just find some good in general. Anyway, Trevor, this has been a show.
It's been a show. It's been something.
Guys, like I said before, be sure to go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps. Search bar of YouTube @OTGraps for the new channel. More content coming over there pretty soon. Also, y'all know the drill. Be sure to hold on. I don't even know what I'm trying to do. Be sure to follow Trevor on Twitter @TREVERTAINMENT. That is TREVERTAINMENT.
I'm very good at that.
Like, I'm memorized. Like, look, if your Twitter handle ever came up in a spelling bee, on it. I'm winning that shit. But go follow Trevor. Follow me if you want. I don't know. if you want. I don't know. No one wants to follow me.
Real homework kid.
Free. I don't even know what I was trying to say. Appreciate all of you. That's what I was going for. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I need to eat. Appreciate all y'all. This has been a Christmas holiday special. I don't even know what the hell this was. It was a show, though. Until next time, I'm Omer.
I'm Trevor.
Be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Love those who are far, hug those who are close. Take care of yourselves, guys. New year coming up, new endeavors, new life.
It's a whole new world.
That was terrible.
Okay. Great way to end.